Chapter 7, Example 1. Calculate the change of trim in the new drafts forward and aft. So the length of the vessel is 180 meters. We need to calculate the distance from the longitudinal center of flotation forward and aft. So we take the length, we divide it by 2. That's midships, so it's 90. They tell us that the distance from the LCF to amidships is 1.8 meters. So we apply this to half of the length. So we subtract 1.8 from 90 to get the distance aft. And we add 1.8 to 90 to get the distance forward. So now that we've calculated the distance from the longitudinal center of flotation to the forward perpendicular and to the aft perpendicular, we can now calculate our change of trim forward and aft. So for the change of trim forward, the formula is your trim times the distance of the longitudinal center of flotation to the forward perpendicular divided by your length. Now in the question they told us our trim is 63 centimeters, and this is trimmed aft, times 91.8, which is what we calculated our LCF to a forward perpendicular. Divide this by 180, so our change of trim forward is 32.13 centimeters. For a change of trim aft, the formula is your trim times the distance of the longitudinal center of flotation to the aft perpendicular divided by your length. So again, they told us that the trim is 63 centimeters. We've calculated the distance from the LCF to the aft perpendicular as being 88.2. We divide this by the length of 180. So our change of trim aft is 30.87 centimeters. So now we calculate our final drafts. So we take our initial drafts. We're going to apply the change of trim that we calculated in order to obtain our final drafts. So in the forward end, our initial draft was 10.2 meters. When we calculated our change of trim, our answers were in centimeters, so we have to convert those to meters. So our change of trim forward is minus 0.32 meters. So that gives us a final draft forward of 9.88 meters. Our initial draft aft was 10.3 meters. We apply our change of trim that was converted to meters, so it's 0.31. We add it. So our final draft forward is 10.61 meters. So for our final trim, we take our final draft aft, we subtract the final draft forward. So we've calculated our final draft aft as being 10.61. We subtract the final draft forward, which we calculated to be 9.88. So we get a final trim of 0.73 meters, and this is in the aft direction.